a clown in a little Italy, little Italy. I was looking for Sergio Leone. I've been told that with you he was gone.
But Jerry is probably, I would say, among the top 3 most enigmatic characters to come out of the music industry in the last 60 years.
Babylon Girl.
There's a lot of debate about what Jerry's exact role was and what Jerry's reason for being there was.
My name is Ziv Pshitik. I'm the artistic director and founder of Shazam Fest, which is a music and arts festival that's been going on for 18 years here on our family farm. My uncle, had a record store in Europe. He opened the record store in the late 60s in Europe, so he used to send us all the European releases of music when I was a kid. So I was really into music at a young age. He turned me on. My father also. My father, traveled. Him and my mom traveled all over the world. They met all these people, met lots of interesting musicians in the 60s and 70s. And a lot of people came by the farm here. It was like a cultural hub, So.
And Jerry among them.
Jerry is, I think, one of the first because... before everybody, there was Jerry.
We are Babylon superheroes.
Il y a beaucoup de théories paradoxales sur ce sujet. On a entendu un peu tout sur Jerry Paul Lewis, Garcia Levington Brown. On a dit qu'il n'existait pas, que c'était comment on appelle ça, c'est un sosie de quelqu'un qui aurait été là avant et dont on n'a pas de traces.
Some people even wonder if he ever existed.
I tried to find information because I love this music so much. I've been looking for information, and now we have the age of the internet, and I looked on the internet everywhere, and nobody seems to know who the hell these guys were.
You have a group that doesn't give their real names, that chooses aliases for each one of the members. And like I was saying, that can go 2 ways. If the album's a hit, everyone wants to know who these people are. They're never gonna know. If the album doesn't sell, if it's a failure, it also gives the entire group a nice back door just to walk away, disappear. Nobody will ever know who they were.
Mm-hmm. There's nothing. It's like these guys showed up, recorded, and if it hadn't been for me meeting Jerry when I was that one time when I was 8 years old, they don't exist.
You don't care, you was a Babylon girl.
Well, I know they lost touch for a while, and then when in the 80s, there was a period that he got back in touch with my dad. He came to visit for this one trip. It was memorable. This is my musical idol, But I was only like 7, 8 years old in 82 or 83 when he came, So my memories are spotty, but I remember him, his voice, the guitar. I remember his presence. He had like this aura around him that was amazing,
Babylon girl, Babylon girl, Babylon girl.
So, I think, he's from this other world, he was from this other generation, because my dad's a little younger than him. So, he was from a generation, my dad's more of a hippie than, in the 60s, because...
but hippies are descendants from the beats.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you read Jack Kerouac, you know, for sure, you know, On the Road or any of the other books he wrote, you know, you can tell he was like, you know, looking for this bigger thing than just himself and how to, you know, relate to the world.
He knew Jerry Garcia. You know, they would hang out, and Jerry Garcia felt the same way. Jerry Garcia even said to Jerry, you know, thank God this music that we make as the Warlocks, but they became the Grateful Dead. You know, thank God this music is not popular. That's a lot, because Jerry was a beat. You know, it's part of the beat ethic. You know, fame was the sure sign that you've basically sold your soul. In other words, what is success and what is failure? Okay? I'm not convinced that what we think of as failure is the way that Jerry thought of as failure. And vice versa.
Apparently he was friends with Kerouac and with all the beat guys in San Francisco. I mean, that's how, you know, supposedly he ended up in San Francisco through the whole beat poet and like, you know, as a kid, those books were all around my house. I read all the beat poets, all the Kerouac books, everything, because they were around my house, you know, dedicated to my dad, because he was, you know, in the 60s, he was there. I think when Jerry came here, he was also tracing Jack Kerouac's past, because, you know, Jack Kerouac is from Quebec originally, you know, that he's a French Canadian, you know, so I think there was something going on. Maybe I'm just, you know, supposing, but I think there was something to that, because at the time, you know, he was on a quest.
You are my darling.
Bon, ça pourrait être la seule chanson de l'album.
C'est spécial. Moi, dans cette tune-là, ce que je remarque, c'est le timeline, là, la ligne du temps dans la tune, justement, ça part. Puis au milieu, on revient.
C'est la première chanson enregistrée dans une partie enregistrée à l'envers sur le disque.
Look, you have the tablas, you have the reverse tape going on.
C'est la chanson qui rajeunit. C'est-à-dire que la chanson commence, tu vois, elle joue, elle arrive à la fin, et là elle continue à rejouer, mais à l'envers. C'est comme si elle s'effaçait, et comme si tout le temps de la chanson était du temps qui disparaît. C'est vraiment, en tout cas, avec cette lecture-là, c'est une chanson incroyable.
En mettant les voix de la chanson à l'envers, on dirait effectivement de la musique indienne. Et là, tac, il met des tablas par-dessus. Puis là, on part vraiment ailleurs. Et c'est incroyable parce que le début de la chanson, on se dirait, ah tiens, c'est de la pop des années 50, 60, 60. Tu sais, puis là, paf, on arrive et puis on part vraiment ailleurs. Donc c'est ça, non seulement premier tape à l'envers, mais en plus première vraiment inspiration, musique d'inspiration dans la musique populaire occidentale, d'inspiration indienne.
You've got tablas being incorporated into rock music long before it became à la mode. But it's simply because those were the sounds that Grant was absorbing around him when he's in Bombay.
Te voilà, te one, yes,